91.5 WBIM. Welcome to the show that is the farthest reaching show in WBIM history. And please welcome, as usual, Mike Souza to my past, present, and future life. I'm Chris Grew, and we've got an excellent show lined up for you. You might be wondering, well, last week we talked about introductions. What are we going to talk about this week? Mike, you want to tell them?
Sure. This week we are going to be talking about the past.
Now, I do have a couple of interesting quotes about the past, and we'll be beginning every show with a sort of quote roundup of the topic before we get into the real nitty-gritty stuff. One's past is what one is, the only way by which people should be judged.
Which I don't agree on.
Oscar Wilde is the one who said that.
Well, I don't agree with that one at all.
You have odds to pick with Oscar Wilde, and why is that?
Because who doesn't have something in their past that they're ashamed of or that they're not proud of? And if that is what you're only going to base them on, that shouldn't be right.
One other thing that I don't technically agree with on this quote is it's neglecting the future, that people can't reform themselves to ever be better.
Right. I don't care what people say about that people can't change. People can change. I think people can change to some degree. You can't change who you are as a person.
Like, I think this quote applies to people who murder babies. It's true. That past is going to haunt you forever.
Yeah, okay. But for the average, normal thinking person, I don't agree with this quote. For that extreme, maybe this quote, I would agree with this quote, but for the average person, I don't think this quote is correct.
We are discussing the past today, so we're going to be talking about some childhood stories, and Mike, you are very excited about them,
I like my stories.
I'm going to let you go first.
Really? All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right, the first one I got, it's called Pink Crutches.
Oh, now, boy.
Right away, that probably
that's
what?
good. That's
all right. So I have 4th grade down here, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I think it was a little earlier than that. But in somewhere around 4th grade, my crutches, which were originally the blue ones that I originally had and were my main ones, broke in one way or another. I'm not sure how they broke, but I'm pretty sure, they broke beyond use. Anyways.
Oh, no.
Anyways, I had to get rentals shipped to me, and the only rentals they could give me were pink crutches. They were the same type, they were the same model and same everything, but they were pink. And when I say pink, I don't just mean a tad pink. These were bright pink.
These were Power Ranger pink.
These were Power Ranger pink, absolutely. And I was in middle school, and I don't know if I didn't have my wheelchair, but I know I remember using them in the halls and in class all
day. And did anybody comment on this?
Oh, I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I got a few comments on my pink crutches that day.
If Facebook existed in those days, it would have been over. There would have been a Facebook group dedicated to Mike Souza's pink crutches.
I know it.
Oh, that's great. That is wonderful. My first childhood story is about a childhood game that me, my brother, and sister used to do. Now, this is the part of the show where I'm a little bit worried, because this show is going out all over the world. So I'm a little bit worried as to what craze this story might inspire to those listening to it. What we used to do is, at my house, there are basically 2 landings of stairs. Like, you go down a little bit of stairs, there's a landing, and then another set of stairs, right? So you see how that goes? Okay, so basically what we used to do was we had one of those big 90s beanbag chairs that you sit in, right? We all used to get in the beanbag chair and slide down the stairs on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
It was, yeah, that's why I said I'm a little bit worried as to what craze this story might inspire. But we used to do it, and we had so much fun, and it was like a mini roller coaster ride for 4-year-olds. There were a couple times where I would hit, like, the outside of the door frame that was leading into my basement. Everybody laughs at this and thinks it's not true, but I swear to you, I sprained my ankle twice doing this. Like, I couldn't even stand on it. And normally that wouldn't be an issue, especially today. But when I was doing my physical therapy, I couldn't even stand on it because of this huge beanbag chair accident.
That's horrible.
Now, I don't want to put a vision in anyone's head at this point in time, but imagine that at the top of our dorm. Just go down from the 4th floor, going down every single step.
Sounds fun, but I just see it going bad very quickly.
Yeah, but imagine if you had a huge beanbag chair that could accommodate that.
Yeah.
It would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
Oh, God. See, this is what I worry about. And people are going to hear this and be like, sounds like a good time, let's do it.
Well, let's hope nobody has a big beanbag at their house.
If me and Mike were to create a quote right now, it'd be like, 90s equals us getting hurt or embarrassed.
Absolutely.
In some way,
Absolutely.
at any time.
Definitely.
Now that we've examined childhood, we're going to talk about memory a little bit. And I have a couple of discussion questions that we're going to use to sort of poke our way into the area. Mike, would you like to ask a question regarding memory?
All right, yeah, sure. All right, first one we got here is, would you like to have the perfect memory? Why or why not, and how would it change your life?
I think I would try to avoid that, honestly, having a perfect memory. I wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it just because it would make your bad memories so much more vivid.
Right.
On the flip side of it, though, it would make your good memories
It would do
that much more.
Right.
Now, if we're looking at the scholars that before us, we discussed in the quotes, I think that they would want a perfect memory because they suggest that we learn from the past.
Yeah.
But I just think doing that would be much more horrifying if you get my drift.
Yeah.
How would it change my
How would it
life?
change your life? Yep.
I mean, like I said, it would just make both good and bad memories more vivid, which to me would be an experience I wouldn't necessarily want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think?
Yeah, I almost completely agree. Oh, I actually do completely agree with you.
Almost
I remember
completely
when
agree.
you gave me this question a couple days ago. My first reaction was, yes, absolutely, I would want a perfect memory. But then you brought up the bad memories, and I thought about it a little more. And yeah, I think having perfect memory of all your bad memories would just deteriorate you after a while. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would love to have a perfect memory of my good memories.
Right, yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, that would be absolutely amazing, but I don't think I could deal with it in terms of the bad.
Definitely not.
It's something I wouldn't want to confront. Now, you can do the next question.
If you could erase every one of your bad memories and live the present exactly as it is now, would you do it?
Of course I would. I would definitely do it.
Yeah, I would say absolutely, except for in those weird situations where something bad turned into maybe even a small positive.
Okay.
So, you know
so what would the filter do with those kinds of memories?
I don't
wonder.
know. I have no idea.
I mean, that's something to think about, is what exactly would that filter do?
I don't know. But some bad things bring people closer together, or
as like we said, you learn from the past.
Right, exactly. Or you just learn from it, which is very valuable.
So the negative part of this argument is that you wouldn't have the things that you learn from.
Exactly.
You would just have the good.
Exactly.
Which I'm very inspired by a guy by the name of Carl Pilkington, who says he finds solace, a positive part, in reveling in the bad things about life.
Right.
He says it makes you more alive because you learn from them. Now,
I agree, definitely.
You wouldn't want to have the perfectly positive memory then.
Right. I think that we as people need some of our bad memories. And it also helps us from making mistakes in the future.
True. We wouldn't have anything to learn from.
We learn from that. So.
Gosh, I can just imagine what would happen if it didn't have that barometer.
If we always forgot our mistakes 2 seconds later, then we'd keep making the same mistake over and over and over.
Yeah. I mean, some people do that even though they have.
Yes.
We've seen that. But that's not what this, study.
Unfortunately, one of them sometimes.
Yeah, no, exactly. It happens to everybody, I think.
Yeah, it does.
You make the same mistake more than once.